So here we will be able to graph those exponential functions. Okay? In order to graph them, we got to pick some numbers. Okay, we're going to pick some numbers. So here's the first function that I pick. Pick y equal to 2 to the power of x. Okay, so we're going to pick a few values of x, plugging in order to have a table of value. Okay, so here are the numbers that I picked: -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. It is really important to pick your numbers around zeros and always pick a few -1 and a few +1. So what did I do? I take these numbers that I picked and plug them in. Okay, so the first one was -2, so I plug it in 2 to the -2. And we don't like negative exponents, so I had to bring it down. So it becomes 1 over 2 to the 2. 2 squared we know is 4, so it's 1 over 4. That's the first one. Then I try the same thing for the second number. Okay, plug in -1, so 2 to the -1. We don't like negative exponent, so we bring it down. So 1 over 2 to the 1. 2 to the 1 is 2. So 1 over 2. Do the same thing for 0. Okay, plug in 0 for x. So 2 to the power of 0, you guys remember from before, anything to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, so 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 0, sorry, is 1. Then I plug in 1. 2 to the power of 1, it does not change anything, so it's just 2. Right? 2 to the power of 2 is 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. Okay, so for these 5 values of x, we have 1/4, 1/2, 1, 2, and 4. Have these new values for y. Okay, so let's pick another function. Let's pick the second one and let's walk through this. I'm going to use the red color this time. So y equal to 2 to the -x. Okay, I'm going to pick similar values, okay, to make the table. So my x values and my y. So I'll pick -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, just like before. Okay. Boom, that's my t-table. Plug in these values for x. So okay, I'm plugging -2 here. So 2 to the -2. Okay, that negative is there, it has to be there. So it gave me double negative, which is a positive. 2 to the power of 2. But what is 2 to the power of 2? That is 4. Okay, so the same thing here. Plug in -1. 2 minus -1. So double negative again become positive. So it gave me 2 to the power of 1, which is 2. Okay, then we plug in 0. 2 to the -0 is just 2 to the 0, which is 1, because we say anything to the power of 0 is 1. And we plug in 1. 2 to the power of -1. Okay, the negative is there, don't forget. -1. Okay, we do not like negative exponents, so we're going to bring this one down. So it's going to give us 1 over 2 to the power of 1, which is just 1/2. Do the same thing here for the last number, 2 to the power of -2. We don't like negative exponents, so we're going to bring it down again. 2 to the power of 2. What is 2 to the power of 2? It's 4, so 1 over 4. Okay, so here are our 5 value of y. So 4, 2, 1, 1/2, and 1/4. Look at this, guys. The first one, we're going from 1/4 all the way to 4, is increasing. Okay, when this happens, we say this is an exponential growth. Let's just talk about it. See, when this is increasing, it's because here the exponent is positive, right? 2 to the positive number. So we have exponential growth. Exponential growth. Okay, since we're here, let's just talk about that. Okay, exponential growth, when something is growing, increasing in value, exponential growth. Here, you see, it's going down from 4 down to 2, down to 1, down to 1/2. and to a quarter, it's going to keep on going down. This is exponential decay because it's decreasing. Decay is going down. So this is exponential decrease. It's because there's a negative here, okay? So exponential decay, okay? It's decreasing, decay, it's dying down. Okay, let's pick one more function here. I use the blue, I use the red, let me use the green. Y equal to 2 to the power of, let's do this, x minus 1. Okay? Make it a little bit more interesting, okay? A little bit more challenging. Not hard, not difficult, just challenging. Okay? Same way, we're going to pick a few values for x to generate the y values. Okay? So let's stay consistent. -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Let's stay consistent with these values. I plug in these values, boom, for x. So that'll be 2 to the power of -2 minus 1. Guys, see that? What is the -2 minus 1? That will be 2 to the power of -3. Oh, there goes negative stuff again. We do not like negative exponents, so well, guess what? We're going to bring it down. Okay, so I'm going to take this one down. So 1 over 2 to the 3. Okay, 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. So 1 over 8. Okay, so the same thing here. 2 to the power of -1 minus 1. So I'll give, what is -1 minus 1? That will be -2. Okay, so 2 to the -2. Again, we do not like negative exponents, so we're going to bring it down. It gives us 1 over 2 to the 2, but 2 to the 2 is 4. So 1 over 4. We do the same thing here now for 0. 2 to the power of 0 minus 1. What is that? It gives us 2 to the power of -1. We don't like negative, so we got to bring it down. Boom. 1 over 2 to the power of 1, which is 1/2. Okay, now we plug in 1. 2 to the power of 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So 2 to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, and the last value, 2 to the power of, see if you guys can see. Yes. 2 to the power of 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. So that gave me 2 to the power of 1, which is nothing but 2. Okay? So let's look at those values that we generate. 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, 1, then 2. Okay? So if you look at this one, it is going up. So that's another exponential growth. It's growing up. It's increasing. Okay? So this is also exponential growth. Okay, so this one is also increasing. Okay. Now, can we graph this? Yes. All we have to do is graph our x and y axis and plot those points and nicely connect them. So let's see. I have a little graph paper in the back. Boom. 2, 2, 2. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So I'm going to try to make this table even nicer. For the first one, here's our 2 to the power of x. For -2, our answer was 1/4. For -1, it was 1/2. For 0, it was 1. For 1, it was 2. And for 2, it was 4. Okay, so we could graph these guys quickly. Okay, so let's see. At -2, we are the fourth. -1, -2. -2, we are at a quarter right here, somewhere here. Okay. At -1, we are 1/2. At -1, we are somewhere here, 1/2. Then at 0, we are 1. Okay. That's the y-intercept. Okay. You gotta remember, what? When x is 0, that's the y-intercept. See? So y-intercept is 1. At 1, we are 2. At 1, we got 2. At 2, we got 4. At 2, we got 2, 3, 4. So somewhere here. Okay. So we can connect this point, and we have a nice, smooth, exponential growth. Okay. And this, as we take more and more and more negative values, you see that this will be going down, 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 approach. It will be getting closer and closer and closer to the x-axis, but it will never touch it. Okay, we call that later on the asymptote. It's never going to touch it. Okay. All right, let's look at the second one. The second one, when it was negative, I think it was y equal to 2 to the negative x. Okay, for that one. So y equal to 2 to the negative x. For -2, we got 4. For -1, we got 2. For 0, we got 1. For 1, we got 1/2. And for 2, we got 1/4. Okay, so let's graph these guys. I'm going to use the red one, and I'm going to graph it on the same graph paper. Okay, so this one, -2, is all the way here at 4. Boom. -1, we are 2. -1, we are right here, 2. Okay. At 0, we are 1. So the same place as the other one. 0, 1. At 1, we are 1/2. And at at 2, we are 1/4. So it's getting closer. Okay. And getting closer and closer and closer, but never touches. Okay. So we're looking at something like this. Okay. So if you look at this, guys, it's like the reflection of the other function. It's reflected. Okay. So this one is dying down, as we were talking about before. See, it's decreasing. So this is an exponential decay. This one, the first one, is going up. It's increasing. Okay. And the third one, we could do the same thing and plug that in. So that's basically how we graph them. Okay, if we were to graph the third one, it will be looking like something like this. Will be going up as well. Okay, it's going to be exponentially growing up. If you guys want, just try that. Okay, you know the values already. Okay, the table of value. So it was y equal to 2 to the power of x minus 1. Okay, you want to make your own little table, just like before. Boom, boom, boom. We say for -2, our value was 1/8. For -1, it was 1/4. For 0, it was 1/2. Okay. For 1, it was 1. And for 2, it was 2. Okay. So if you were to graph that, okay, let's see. -2, 1/8. -2, 1/8. So it's really getting close. Somewhere here. For -1, 1/4. For 0, 1/2. So 0, we are right here. 1/2. For 1, we are at 1. And for 2, we are at 2. See? So it's exponentially increasing. Okay. Okay. So these are our 3 functions. Okay. 2 to the x minus 1. 2 to the x. and 2 to the negative x.